Now, right now, Donald Trump is attending a fundraiser in Boston, but donors, beware. Wall Street Journal's Kim Strassel reports that the White House could single you out. She has proof in her new book, The Imitation Game, and, well, she's here now. Kim, Intimidation Game. Hey, Kim, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Everyone's talking about your book. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you're saying that the administration would start to actually single out donors to the Republican Party, particularly to Donald Trump, and take some form of action against them?
Well, this has happened before. Back in 2012, the Obama campaign team put the name of 8 Republican donors to a Romney-backing super PAC up on one of their campaign websites, accused them of all kinds of horrible things, and at least some of them then suffered targeting from the federal government afterward. They were visited by the IRS, the Department of Labor, and other entities. So we know that it's not below them to do this, and I think that it's a legitimate question, given everything that's happened with the IRS, over whether it couldn't happen again.
Sure, of course, and everyone remembers, of course, it thinks back to the IRS and the Tea Party scandal, and the idea of somehow weaponizing that particular agency by an administration is scary for anyone. I don't care what political leanings they have. So where do you think this is going to go? I mean, is it getting worse now? Is it particularly in a tight election season like this?
Yeah, well, the entire theme of the Intimidation Game, the book, is that what we have seen over the last 10 years is a move by the left to, as you could say, weaponize the government. You have got bureaucracies now that are trained on people and groups like what happened at the IRS. The book goes through that. You've got liberal prosecutors like the one up in Wisconsin that went after 30 conservative groups for the crime of supporting Scott Walker's government reforms. And you've got attacks on personal donors and people, for instance, who support ballot initiatives or businesses that support free market initiatives from outside activist leftist groups that target them and essentially blackmail them. So it's getting worse because these tactics are being replicated. You see them everywhere now. And I think once that genie's out of the bottle, it's hard to put back in. I
was just going to ask you that. I mean, what can you do? I mean, we saw the Tea Party thing play out over 3 years. No accountability whatsoever. The deed was done, if you will, and it feels almost hopeless. And it only seems that it's going to embolden this sort of thing, not deter it.
Look, and we know what happened there, too. The White House continues to suggest this was just a couple of line agents out in Cincinnati that didn't understand the law. You know, the book goes through this in detail. They knew what was happening. It was run out of Washington. It was done at the behest of elected Democrats, and it targeted conservatives. So I think what you have to do is you've got to be aware that it's happening, and a lot of people aren't aware that they're getting targeted, and then you got to speak out when it happens, because bullies don't like to be outed.
All right, the Intimidation Game. Congratulations once again. Thanks a lot, Kim.
Thank you for having me.